Your boy Stingray Cool here. Tonight I'm about to talk about my group, one of the groups I like, Public Enemy. The ones told you fight for your rights and dropped a lot of knowledge on people. Flavor Flav, Professor Griff, Chuck D, Terminator X. Here we go. Public Enemy is an American hip hop group which was formed by Chuck D and Flavor Flav on Long Island, New York in 1985. The group came to attention for political messages, including subjects such as American racism and American media. Their debut album, Yo Bum Rush the Show, was released in 1987 to critically acclaimed, and their second album, It Takes a Nation of Millions to Hold Us Back, in 1988. It was the first hip hop album to top the Village Voice Pass and Job Critics Poll. The next three albums, Fear of the Black Planet 1990, Apocalypse 91, The Enemy Strikes Black 1991, and Sick and Hour Message 1994 were also well received. The group has since released 12 more studio albums, including the soundtrack to the 1998 movie He Got Game and a collaborative album with Paris Rebirth of a Nation 2006. Origins Long Island, New York. Genres hip hop, political hip hop, East Coast hip hop, hardcore hip hop, progressive hip hop. Years after 1985 to present. Labels Def Jam, Columbia, PIAS, Associate X, P 2.0, The Bomb Squad, Paris, Beastie Boys, Anthrax, Sun, Young Black Teenagers, Boogie Down Productions, Prophets of Rage, website publicenemy.com, members Chuck D, Flavor Flav, DJ Lord, past members Professor Griff, Terminator X. Public Enemy has gone through lineup changes for over the years, with Chuck D and Flavor Flav the only consistent members. Co-founder Professor Griff left in 1989, but rejoined in 1998 before parting ways again some years later. DJ Lord also joined Public Enemy in 1998 as a replacement of the group's original DJ Terminator X in 2020. It was announced that Flavor Flav had been fired from the group. His firing was later revealed to be a publicity stunt that was called on April Fool's Day prank. Public Enemy without Flavor Flav would also tour and record music under the name of Public Enemy Radio, which consists of a lineup of Chuck D, Jay, DJ Lord, and SW1's history. 1985 to 1987, formation and early years. Public Enemy was formed in 1985 by Carlton Reinhouse, Chuck D, and William Drayton, Flavor Flav, who met in Long Island's Adelphi University in the mid 1980s, developing his talents as an MC with Flav while delivering furniture for his father's business. Chuck D in Spectrum City, as the group was called, released the record Check Out the Radio Backed by Lies by Social Commentary, both of which would influence Russ Productions, Run DMC, and Beastie Boys. Chuck D put on the tape to promote WBAU, the radio station where he was working at the time, and to fend off a local MC who wanted to battle him. He, he called the tape Public Enemy Number One because he felt like he was being persecuted by people in the local scene. This was the first reference to the notion of a public enemy in any of Chuck D's songs. The single was created by Chuck D with contribution by Flavor Flav. Through this was before the group Public Enemy was officially assembled around 1986. Bill Stephanie, the former program director of WBAU, was approached by Ali Hafazi and offered a position with the label. Stephanie accepted it, and first assignment was to help fledgling producer Rick Rubin sign Chuck D, whose song Public Enemy Number One Rubin had heard from Andre Dr. Dre Brown. 1987 and 1993 mainstream success. The group's debut album Yo Bum Rush the Show was released in 1987 to critical acclaim. In October 1987, music critic Simon Reynolds dubbed Public Enemy a superlative rock band. They released Their second album, It Takes a Nation of Millions to Hold Us Back, in 1988, which performed better in the charts than their previous release, including the hit single "Don't Believe the Hype." In addition to Bring the Noise, it was the first hip hop album to be voted Album of the Year in Village Voices Influential Past and Job Critics poll. 1994 to 2019, later years and member changes. After 1994 motorcycle accident shattered his left leg and kept him in the hospital for a full month. Terminator X relocated to his 15-acre farm in Vance County, North Carolina in the house. See, by 1998, he was ready to retire from the group and focus full time on raising African black ostriches on his farm. In late 1998, the group started looking for Terminator X X's permanent replacement. Following several months of searching for DJ Professor, Griff saw DJ Lord as a Vastex battle and approached him about becoming the DJ of Public Enemy. DJ Lord joined as the group's full-time DJ just in time for Public Enemy's 40th World Tour. The DJ, yeah, just in time for Public Enemy's 40th World Tour since 1999. He has been an official DJ for Public Enemy on albums for and world tours while winning numerous turntables, 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 turntables list competitions, including multiple DMC finals. In 2007, the group released the album entitled "How You Sell Your Soul to a Soulless People Who Sold Their Soul." Public Enemy single from the album was Harder Than You Think. 4 years after You Sell Your Soul in January 2011, Public Enemy released the album Beats and Places compilation and remixes and lost tracks. And on July 13th, 2012, Most of My Heroes Still Don't Appear on No Stamp was released and was exclusively available on iTunes. On July 13th, 2012, Most of My Heroes Don't Appear on Stamps. All right, on July 13th, 2012, Most of My Heroes Still Don't Appear on Stamps was released and was exclusively available on iTunes. On July 2012, on UK Tour, an advert for the London 2012 Summer Paralympics featured a short remix of the song Harder Than You Think. The advert caused the song to reach number 4 in the UK singles chart on September 2nd, 2012. The 2020 present controversy, Public Enemy Radio returned to Def Jam. In late February 2020, it was announced that Public Enemy, billed as Public Enemy Radio, will perform a campaign rally in Los Angeles on March 1st, 2020, for Bernard Sanders, who was campaigning to be the nominee of the Democratic Party. See, Bernard Sanders, who was campaigning to be the nominee of the Democratic Party in 2020 presidential election. Days following the announcement, Play's lawyer Matthew Freeman issued, issued, issued a cease and desist letter asking the campaign not to use the group's name or logo, stating while Chuck is certainly free to express his political views as he sees fit, his voice alone does not speak for Public Enemy. Chuck D responded to the statement by saying Flavor chooses to dance for his money and not to be benevolent, benevolent work like this. He has a year to get his act together or get himself straight or he's out. Lawyer for Chuck D added Chuck D could perform as Public Enemy if he ever wanted to. He is the sole owner of the Public Enemy trademark. He originally drew the logo himself in the mid 80s. Is also the creative visionary and the group's primary songwriter, having written Flav's most memorable lines. See, the legacy. Public Enemy made contributions to hip hop world with sonic experimentation as well as political and cultural consciousness, which infused itself into skilled and poetic rhymes. Critic Stephen Thomas Erling wrote that PE brought in elements of free jazz, hard funk, even musique concrete via its production team, the Bomb Squad, creating a dense, ferocious and sound unlike anything that came before. Public Enemy held a strong pro-black political stance before PE. Politically motivated hip hop was defined by a few tracks by Ice-T, Grandmaster Flash, and Indie Furious 5, Curtis Blow, and Boogie Down Productions. No Chaos One and all them. Other political motivated opinions were shared by prototypical artists Gil Scott Heron and The Last Poets. Cool secured members D. Chuck D, Carlton D. Ridenhire, MC, Flavor Flav, William J. Drayton Jr., Hype Man, multi instrumentalist, Kerry Wine, lead guitars, music director MD AMD, DJ Lord Asword, DJ David DMX, David Franklin Reeves Jr., bass, T-Bone Mata, drums and percussion, SW1, Brother James Norman, Brother Roger Chilius, Brother Michael Williams, James Bomb, James Allen, and the Interrogator, Sean K. Carter, Big Casper, Tracy D. Walker, Pop Diesel, sometimes spelled Pop Diesel, POPP. Former members, Terminator X, Norman Rogers, DJ producer, Professor Griff, Richard Griffin, Minister of Information, DJ Johnny Juice Rashado, DJ Scratching, turntablist, producer, Sister Soldier, Lisa Williamson, Minister of Information, took over Richard Griffin's place when Griffin left group. Brian Hardgrove, bass guitars, Michael Faulkner, drums, percussion, SW1, Jacob Big Jake Shankle, The Bomb Squad, Hank Shockley, James Hank Boxley III, original member, Keith Shockley, Keith Boxley, original member, Eric Vietnam Sadler, original member, Gary G. Wills, Gary Bernardo, took Eric Sadler's place when Sadler left group. The discography, Yo Bum Rush the Show, 1987. It Takes a Nation of Millions to Hold Us Back, 1988. Fear of a Black Planet, 1990. No year I was born. You know, Fear of a Black Planet. Apocalypse 91, The Enemy Strikes Black. Apocalypse 91, The Enemy Strikes Black, 1991. Must Seek Our Hour, Mess Age, 1994. There's a Poison Going On, 1999. Revolutionary Legislation, 2002. New World Order, 2005. How to Sell Your Soul to a Soulless People Who Sold Their Soul, 2007. Most of My Heroes Still Don't Appear on No Stamp, 2012. The Evil Empire of Everything, 2012. Man Plans God Laughs, 2015. Nothing is Quick in the Desert, 2017. Loud is Not Enough, 2020. Released under the name Public Enemy Radio. See What You Gonna Do When the Grid Goes Down, 2020. Collaboration albums Rebirth of a Nation with Paris, 2006. Soundtrack albums He Got Game, 1998. Awards and nominations. See Fight the Power, Best Rap Performance by a Duo or Group, nominated 1991. That was 1990. It has Gregory Stokes. It has, man. I'm 31 and it changed a lot from the 90s. You have talented rappers to people sound like Jubba Dubba Dubba Dubba. And some good new school rappers, but they get overshadowed because nowadays you talk about drugs, sex, rock and roll, and that commercialized stereotypical stuff, you get recognition. But if you talk about some legit stuff, people don't like it. It's like they program this younger youth to not like the real stuff. Thank you, Gregory Stokes, for popping up. Appreciate you, man. Let me read a couple. Let me read through this, and I can conversate some more. But 1991, Fear of a Black Planet, Best Rap Performance by a duo group, nominated. 1992, Apocalypse 91, Enemy Strikes Black, Best Rap Performance by a Duo or Group, nominated. 1993, Greatest Misses, Best Rap Performance by a Duo or Group, nominated. 1995, Bring the Noise with Anthrax, Best Metal Performance, nominated. American Music Award. See, 1989, It Takes a Nation of Millions to Hold Us Back, award. Basically, a favorite rap hip hop album, nominated. 1991, Fear of a Black Planet, favorite rap hip hop album, nominated. Let's see, award. Favorite rap hip hop album, nominated. 1992, Apocalypse 91, The Enemy Strikes Black, favorite rap hip hop album, nominated. Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, Public Enemy was inducted in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 2013. But yeah, shoot. All right, we good. But yeah, man, rap has changed a lot, man. Even the beats changed, you know. Cause no, even in like early 2000s, the beats they changed from the 90s, but they were still better. Now this beats sound repetitive. Unless you like a old school rapper or you're a rapper that got your own record label, you can do your beats how you want to. Now J. Cole and Kendrick Lamar have good beats and stuff, but they established so like people like that is good. But some it's like rapping to turn water down. Cause I be like, man, doggone ain't the same. Especially conscious rap. Cause I grew up off no, in 2012. That's when my friend introduced me. Much love to my friend. God bless him. God bless your friend. God bless my friend. He the one introduced me to conscious rap, like people like Lil Brother and people like that. See, what's my man name? Rest in peace, Son Price. People like see De La Soul and all. Tribe Called Quest. No, he had the album cover. He still had the CD, like when it had Easy, Ice T, the Beastie Boys. I think maybe Public Enemy might have been in there. Everyone was on the cover. De La Soul, Tribe Called Quest. You know, that's why I'm a conscious YouTuber. But yeah, he had all that. Man, now you got this whack stuff. It's just like they watered down. It's like rap done went pop. I mean, you know, it's just crazy. But thank you, Greg Stokes. You really want to know? It's crazy, man. I wasn't planning on this because I was gonna do something different, but I felt like Public Enemy don't get enough props, man, and they really opened us up to conscious hip hop. Because thank God Felicia, see for you said I think 3 days ago, said back in the 90s, 80s, he had two brands of hip hop. You had the revolutionary. Let me see. You had the no. I'm trying to think of the word. Well, you had the gangster rap. Then you had the militant rap. That's the one. And I said, don't enough people talk about Public Enemy because no, I'm 31. I wasn't really introduced to him like that. Really, it started out with Flavor Flav when he came back and was on Surreal Life 2004. That's when my curiosity really started being about him, and that's when I started listening to their music. And of course, that same year playing Def Jam Vendetta, even though that game came out 2003 and they had hip Fight the Power and all that. To make a long story short, I didn't want to get off subject. I just decided random. Like, I like picking random artists that don't get publicity and people don't talk about like that. So I said, why not? Since I'm a conscious person, why not talk about Public Enemy? You know, because I probably was gonna talk about someone like I probably would talk. No, I already talked about Master P. I probably would talk about Red Man and Method Man or something. But I decided to go with Public Enemy because people need, everyone like pushing out information. So I was like, why not get people curious about them, especially younger generation, so they can have. Like I said, I ain't trying to tell people to be revolutionaries, but it's still good to know hip hop history, you know. And plus, I ain't really want. I want to just show love to conscious hip hop. So, Public Enemy, thank you, Brad. This and plus I want to get out of my comfort zone because I don't talk about Public Enemy like that. So like, why not? I already did Biggie, Tupac, and Eazy. Well, 2 days ago now, cause we in another day. You know, so I was like, let me do something else. Cause I did a Dirty. They gave us Hit the Floor, Candyman, Rolling Vogues. People don't talk about them like that, so I did some content on them last year. I did Camp Low, who bring it. This it what Lachini. So I'm trying to go for obscure rappers and rap groups that people don't talk about. Give y'all something new. And I still talk about like the younger rappers for the younger generation because they gonna want to hear that. Yes, sir, I do. You know, see who. Of course, I got Road My Boys, Outcast, Crucial Conflict, Do or Die, Speed Not Mobsters, Triple Darkness, or Triple Six Mafia also, Psychodrama. I know about Triple Darkness, Psychodrama, through hearing Do or Die and Crucial Conflict and Twister. You know, Psychodrama, man, Psychodrama and Triple Darkness are underrated. You could tell they got the Chicago flow because Triple Darkness kind of sound like Do or Die. This is my goal. I'm gonna still do conscious stuff. I do comedy stuff, wrestling content, and of course rap. But I want to give y'all like the fresh faces. Well, some might be old school people, but they be fresh to the newer generation and the people who don't really hear about them. Because I could typically talk about Nas and Jay Z. We already did content on Nas and Jay Z last year, but I want to give y'all some fresh stuff, like some faces that y'all don't really hear about. That's why I like to go for underground rappers and old school rappers. I can't do this new school stuff unless it's someone like J. Cole, Kendrick Lamar, Absol, see, Problem, see, Schoolboy Q, someone like that. Oh, you from Texas? I much love from Texas. Thank you for giving me a chance and checking out my channel. Hope you be a regular, you know. And when you ever see Young Doug, if you ever decide to come back, you can shout out Young Doug. He be in the chat. And I Speed, aka Mr. See, Big Scar, they might pop up. My brother Side of Ruler, Tatman Killer 187, much love Texas. Most of my fan base is from the South or either the Midwest or the West Coast. I'm trying to get some more New York people in there. I had a couple New York people visit last year, check out my channel, but they ain't never come back. But I'm just grateful to have an audience. So all people welcome. You could come back. I might do some. I'm trying to think of what I might do tomorrow. I might go talk. I don't know. I ain't gonna talk about wrestling. I don't talk about enough. I might talk about comedy or either. I don't know if I'm in a music mood. I'm talking about some more rappers. You can always send Chris. Now I might talk about Ghetto Boys, Scarface, UGK. You never know. Rest in peace, Pimp C. Of course, you from Texas. I'm from North Carolina. Uh, we can talk about Tennessee's own 8 Ball, MJG, and people like that. See, maybe Young Buck. I don't know, but yeah. Well, I might have to do some Peter Pablo content since I am from North Carolina, because we don't really got rappers like that. Well, we got them, but not like mainstream like that. We got D Baby, of course, Peter Pablo, and that group Little Brother. No, but we got a lot of R&B singers though. Of course, Fantasia. Let's see, Anthony Hamilton, Sunshine Anderson, people like that. But yeah. Oh yeah, how you found out about me, Gregory Stokes? 'Cause I know I was looking at my analysis. My views, starting to get out there. Thank goodness. So I'm starting to get more recognition on YouTube. Like, are you a music fan? Cause and if you are a music fan, what other rappers you want me to talk about? You can always go in my live chat or like after the show, like put in the comment section, of today's show, like the latest show, you know. yeah, you know, see, I might do Beastie Boy content. I'll come up with someone new and unique. I'm about to end today's show. Brother Ty, I gotta work later on today. Oh yes, yes. That was my brother ideal. Cause no, I usually don't do content like that. But I was in a risky mood, so I took it. I went ahead and did the content. But it got me a lot of views. I think 725 views. Thank you, man. Yeah. Come back later on today, I'll probably be like, see, 12 o'clock or well, 11 o'clock tomorrow night. I'll come up with some content, whatever you want, just type it down on live chat or like after this show, just type it down in my comment section. I know it'll pop up and I'll talk about it. If you don't come up with anything, I'll still go give y'all some good content. So, come back soon, Burger Stokes. Tell a friend about me, tell everyone about me. And much love. And let's get this episode at least 1,000 views and me 1,000 subscribers. Thank you, bro. Peace and love. Stay cool as out.